American Heart says to get the best survivability of a patient in cardiac arrest is good quality CPR chest compressions. When when you're a human, you get tired, you don't, muscles start to ache, you don't start getting those compressions quite as the depth that you need to go to, and you tire out real quick. So they invented this machine that will keep up with that. It won't tire out. Officer Malosh passed an email on to Chief Grayer, who then passed it on to me for the Firehouse Subs Public Safety Foundation, which we filed for. And on July 2nd, I received notification that received a $15,000 award and grant money to purchase this machine. I want to get my dates right, July 10th, I believe it was, they sent the notification that they had ordered it and that we could start announcing it. That's when I got in touch with Supervisor Witt, and here we are today. Lucas came in last week sometime. Was last Monday, wasn't it? We had monthly training last Monday. Did a tour of Acker. We came back and half our membership got trained on it. Saturday we again had training, and the other half of our membership got trained on it. So it is now in service on our squad. I just thought maybe you guys would want to see what this actually does. So when you're out there telling people about it, you kind of have an idea what it's going to do for us. So I'm going to have Captain Hannah come up and give me a hand. So when we get somebody called with a cardiac arrest, obviously this will be a piece of our equipment, our house bag, and our AED. The first thing we're going to do is ensure and confirm that the patient is in cardiac arrest. We're going to lift the patient up and set that yellow board right underneath the back with the chest. We're going to get Lucas out. Turn it on. We're going to bring the plunger to where it makes contact with the chest. And it has two different options. It has constant compressions and it has 30 to 2. When we start out with somebody in cardiac arrest, we have to start with 30 to 2. So this is going to do 30 compressions. Going to pause, you're going to give your 2 breaths, and you're going to start back up. When a paramedic gets there, or when we're able to drop one of our BLS airways, we'll pause it, we'll do a check with our AED to see if we have a shockable rhythm or if we have a pulse back. If we do not, we have that airway in, and we switch it to the continuous, and this will do continuous CPR until we shut the machine off, or until the battery dies, which we have a second battery to replace it. With this being on that, strapped to that board, when we go to move this patient to the cot, you can lift the patient with this and help slide them over. No more backboards like we used to fight with. It's a little difficult with him because his arms aren't as flexible, say, yours and ours. But it's got handles for the arms to keep up so that when we're going out, we're not catching on doors or anything. Get him out of there. As far as age or height or weight or anything like that, it does not matter. We'll reset him here. Well, as long as we can bring this down to a level that it likes, so about right there, we cannot. So if this patient, you know, is about here with his or her chest, we cannot use this piece of apparatus. We'll have to go back to manual compressions. I believe it's about right there. Oh. There's a certain height that if it doesn't come down all the way, that it won't allow us to use it as well. So that is the Lucas 3.0.
Looks like it's pretty light too.
It's not bad. The foundation provided us with the carrying case, the battery, the charging unit. It did come with 2 extra suction cups. If they become grossly contaminated where we can't clean those, it's simple of taking that off, grabbing the other one, and putting it back on. When we go to order those, they come in a pack of 3 for $170 a piece. So our budget does allow for that. That's pretty much the unit. Any questions?
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to ask one question.
Yes.
Eddie, when this is performing, would there ever be any injury that could occur to someone that wouldn't be planned for because of this repetition?
Not that any of the studies shows, but when you do compressions on somebody, you are going to have cracked ribs, possibly broken sternums.
Okay.
That's just that's something that can't be prevented when doing chest compressions. And they teach us in class life over limb. So we're trying to save somebody's life. There is going to be a little bit of injury we cause in doing so.
I would think that would have better control than an individual for that purpose.
Absolutely.
Because depending on how big you are or small you are, your compressions would vary. So I really think this would be more stable.
One of the questions on the application was there a defining or a moment or a certain call that we went on that this would have been utilized and had a different outcome. Last August, everybody knows our daytime help is a little slow or a little slim. We had a lieutenant that responded on a cardiac arrest by himself. Called the help from Tecumseh, they sent 2. That's 5 people plus LCA trying to do chest compressions on a CPR patient. You just can't keep up in continuing to give the high-grade chest compressions that American Heart requires. So this will do this for us. It's EMT Lucas.
Eddie, how many of these do we have? Just the one?
Just the one.
And where's it gonna reside?
It is on the lead rescue, the Squad 7, the ambulance. Like I said, it's in service now. There are 3 of these in the county now, and of the Lucas specifically, us, Adrian City, and Madison Township, and then Cambridge Township has a similar device.
So did it take all the grant money, or?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. This retails for over $17,000.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, it was a non-matching grant too, so it cost the township nothing.
Right.
So.
Absolutely. Very
So if you're anywhere near Firehouse Sub, stop in and have one of their sandwiches, and you won't be disappointed. Trust me.
good.
Well, I'd just like to thank the staff, Brian and Meloche, for having a heads up and moving the email along. Sometimes those get overlooked, and thanks to obviously Chief Mathis for filling out the paperwork and following it. So, job well done to all. So, very good. So is everybody trained on it now?
Yes, sir. Yep, and it's all been documented. We document every training that we do, so once I get it into the computer, it'll show that everybody's been trained on that specific piece of machine.
It is.
Yep. The one thing that we found down at the city is that when we take a patient in, we might be a little more tied up at the ER than normal because it'll still be on the patient. The doctors and the nurses love it being on. It saves their manpower as well. So we just make sure, I told these guys the same thing we do down at the cities, we just ensure that we leave at least one person in to press play, press pause, and get it off of there when the doctor requests, so.